Hey YouTube world, Lizzie Runs Bar here. So I have to apologize for not being able to get any footage of the 50-kilometer race I did on June 9th, 2018. Phone is just it wasn't working, and then 4th of July weekend I ended up having to get a new phone because we had some water damage. No biggie, but I did want to touch base with all you that have been watching my videos from the start of this journey and let you know that I completed my endeavor, the 50-kilometer mountain race, the North Face 50K. It took me just under 10 and a half hours. I was just over a half hour from the cutoff, which I expected I'd be close, but to give you the real dirt and gritty, it was a mental game most of the time. I did what I normally did. I had already practiced on the course, on the mountain. I did the mountain. As I came down Mountain Road, to the Mountain Road aid station where my sister-in-law and my husband were waiting for me to help fuel me up, I started to feel like in my head, like, oh God, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this. And that was actually at the about the 12-mile mark. And I had a while to go. As you know, 50 kilometers is a 31-mile race. So I was pretty worried. I met a friend up on the course, Amy. She was awesome to have. Just exchanging stories just to keep my mind off of things. And I think I ran into some electrolyte imbalances out there. It was almost like I was in a vortex during the Mid-State Trail section of the race. I got into Leominster State Forest. I think the caffeine had kicked in from my noon energy, and I was feeling excited and happy that I had made it and ready to take on Leominster State Forest because there was a lot of running allowed in there, a lot easier terrain. It was not nearly as technical as the mountain was, that I was excited that I could do it, and I did it. But I realized at the third aid station that I hadn't picked up all my food from my crew, and I was missing my noon tablet so that I could continue my noon energy caffeine high, and it slowly went downhill from there, very slowly. By the time I got to see my family at mile 25.7, I was anxious, I was panicky and very nervous, and worried I was going to pass out. I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling nauseous, and 25.7, man, I was ready to be done. And I sat on my ass on the ground, pulled a tick out of my leg, and my friend Amy, who I met on the course, was raring to go before I was, and I was like, no, I'm good, I'm done. Well, you know, I kept mentioning I was nauseous, so my sister-in-law kept feeding me coconut water, which was per my request. I brought a lot of it, and I just chugged almost a liter of it, and took whatever I had left, potatoes, banana, everything, and my husband picked my ass up off the ground, pulled my hand, said, all right, babe, let's go, put my water pack on after refilling it, and sent me on my way. Luckily, there was another aid station about a quarter mile away, and I grabbed some bananas and shoved those in my mouth, and I was just craving bananas, and I was almost wondering if I was having some sort of potassium low or something, and too much sodium, and because I was feeling a bit dizzy and weird and funky. Just, I can't explain it. I'm pretty sure it was probably an electrolyte imbalance. It was a hot day, ended up being in the upper 70s, and all sun, barely any clouds. It was a gorgeous day, but it was hotter than what we were all expecting, I think, for this race. And then I entered hell. I knew I had 6 more miles to go, and it was in the mid-state section where I knew there was a pretty good hike and that I was going to be hurting. And I slowed to practically a crawl, but I just kept telling myself 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. And, you know, about halfway through the mid-state, I started to run again, but I was like running through the nausea. I had bumped into a couple people. Lots of people passed me out there because I was hiking most of it. But one gentleman helped me and gave me his water to dump on my head, and I didn't realize it was probably because of the heat. He was telling me it's probably the heat, you know. And as soon as I did that, I felt better. I found a stream. I cooled off in the stream. I started to feel even better, and I just started speaking positively to myself. My sister-in-law had given me this. I don't know if you guys can read that, but I read that and just spoke positively, and that I'm almost there. Even if I have to walk the whole thing, I can make it. And I started running, and with the last 2 to 3 miles left, I definitely ran and finally came through the finish line where my daughter and my nephew were waiting for me, and with signs, which they had already been waiting for me with signs the last time I'd seen him at mile 25.7 to make a note. I started crying when I saw them. But then I saw them at the finish line. I said, just run with me, guys. And they ran to the finish line with me, and man, I was hurting, but no pain throughout the entire race in my knee, my foot. I just asked myself, if, you know, is it getting worse? And if it didn't get any worse, if it just stayed the same, I promised myself I would just keep going. No pain was worth stopping and not finishing. And man, I can't tell you how happy I am that I finished and how proud of myself. And, you know, there were doubts. There was a lot of, most of the time I had in my head was, all right, I'll be happy if I make it to the 25.7 mark. Yeah, I'll be happy when I get there, and then I can finish if I want. You know, I allowed myself that out, but, you know, my family juiced me up good with the coconut water, and I got a few buddies running around here. You see them? Flying around, I should say. You know, and I started to feel better, and once I stopped running, though, at the finish line, that's when the pain really was holy crap. But I finished, and you know, my friend Amy finished about 25 minutes, 30 minutes before me. I was so happy. She was a strong runner, man. I was really excited to have met her. She had ran a marathon to train for this almost, or she used it as a training run, and so she had gotten further than I had, and I was really glad to have been keeping up with her. We both had our strengths, mine on the downhill. She was an awesome climber, though. Uphill was her strength, man, and I gained strength from her through that run. My friend Carter finished top 20, which I had met during filming my week 10 long run. If you guys want to go back and see that, you'll get the link. On Mount Wachusett, which was his home turf. He hadn't even heard of the race, and I was really excited to have told him about the race, and he started training for it, and he completed it, and he kicked ass. So I'm just so excited for this journey. It was awesome in so many ways. The people I met on the course, off the course, during training, the positivity in the community, the trail running community, the North Face, the coordinators were so fun. We got to meet Dean Karnazes at the night before the Tech Talk, and you know, who's a really outstanding guy, really nice and down to earth and really cool. You know, I just never got the balls up to go and introduce myself to him, which I'm really kicking myself in the ass. And I had multiple opportunities because he was out there running with us on the course. So I wanted to make a quick video to you guys, let you know I did in fact finish, and I probably have had food in my teeth this whole time because I just finished lunch, but you know, I'm so grateful for all of you that have watched me through this, and or just not me, but watched the videos, or I just hope that I can be of some inspiration, or help anybody who is thinking, no, I couldn't do that. You know, I couldn't do a 50-kilometer race. Well, I thought I couldn't too. I thought I couldn't too, and I thought I couldn't while I was doing it, and then I still couldn't believe I did it when I finished. Our human bodies are just so amazing, and you know, let's not forget that. And they are almost more knowing than our mind is. Actually, they are more knowing. They know what they can do better. But if you can get past those certain points and just push and know that you're worth it and you can make it. I mean, there were people backing out left and right of this race, and you know, there's also a 50-miler going on, and get to speak to some of the people there, like the amazing feat that they were completing that day. And you know, just people are amazing. I love to meet new people, and the running community is like my favorite place to go, besides women's circles and things like that. But so thank you for watching this video. I know it's gone on for about 11 minutes now, and again, I really appreciate all the subscribers. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in and liking my videos. There will be more to come. I have got a couple more races I want to try out this year. My sister-in-law is feeling a bit inspired and wants to run her first marathon this year, and I know we're going to have a blast doing that together, and I'm just glad I can share it with her. So enjoy the rest of your week. Today's Thursday, and I will be getting in touch again. Thanks so much.